Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about motivation tonight. And the reason why is because I've been asking myself a question that I haven't been able to answer. But I think I got it now. So, in when I watch these motivational videos online, when I watch them, I'll get very inspired and I'll want to do something, you know? And then after a while, the motivation will die down and I will go back into my old habits of procrastinating, just watching YouTube videos, eating shit food, and things like that. Now, I've come to the conclusion that motivation is crap, but there's more than just one type of motivation. There are two. So there's inspiration, which is the majority of motivation that you'll see online, right? You'll see people who have started from nothing and then became something. And it is very inspiring. It makes you want to do something. Now, the second type that most people don't talk about is desperation. So something happened to you that, or will happen to you, and you're like, oh shit, I do not want that to happen to me. And I need to do whatever I can to avoid that. Now, within desperation, I would say there's two branches of desperation. Okay? There's what I would like to call like good motivation in that. So the stronger purpose as to why you're doing it. So for example, you are working 60 hours a week and putting in extra time and taking on an extra job because you don't want your family or your parents or whoever it is to suffer from that. So it's a good motivational reason, right? And then the second branch is what I like to call either the hard or the bad motivation within desperation, which is I think it's really good. So what it is it's the negativity within your motivation. So let's say if you were like I was bullied as a kid, and that really affected me of never not being good enough. So I would use that and I would think about that experience while, let's say, I'm working out, and that would give me extra fire. The hardcore that type of motivation will not last, but during a particular activity, it works great to push yourself even harder. So, anyway, between inspiration and desperation, inspiration I believe does not work. And even if it did, it does not work for a long time because inspiration is willpower. So you're pulling yourself to do something. You're pulling and trying to push yourself to just get it done, right? But then desperation pushes you to do it, because if you don't, something terrible will happen. And whether that fear is actually real or not is completely irrelevant. I think that you need to be able to really understand that fear and letting it push you to do the actions to become the person you want to be. And I'll just go into a little quick story about myself, to tie all this in together. So the spring of 2018, I was a junior at Boston University, and I got really into fitness and I really fell in love with it, and I really just did not care about my classes or school. And so when that was during that entire semester, I overloaded for one thing because I was trying to graduate a year early because I didn't have the money to actually stay a whole extra year. So I was taking about 5 or 6 classes. I believe it was 22 credits. And I completely just did not I lost my motivation and I wasn't really trying. I was overloaded. I just didn't care. So then, come the end of the semester, I ended up failing one class, got an F in one class, and I got D's in two classes. Now, those three, when having D's, they did not count towards my actual degree. So they would not, so basically those three classes did not count, and I had to retake them. On top of which, I did not even pay for that. I still had a balance for that spring semester. So I owed, I believe it was $8,000 for that semester. And I still had to take 3 more classes. But I couldn't enroll into the summer classes because I didn't pay the balance, because I didn't have the money to pay the balance off. So I was stuck in limbo. So what happens is then that summer I moved to Tufts because it would be cheaper. And throughout that whole summer, I was basically doing odd jobs. I was doing yard work. I was biking everywhere. Boston has like a public bike system that you could bike. There's a ton of different stations and you could bike everywhere. And what I realized is that I was happy at that time. And I was pursuing my goals. Like trying to get more in shape and trying to become the person I want to be. And it wasn't because I was inspired to do it. It was because like, oh shit, I'm on the verge of not graduating. I am in financial ruin. I need to just do something. I need to work to try to support myself and to save money so then eventually I could finish the classes. And that pushed me so hard. And I didn't need the motivation because the fact of not doing that, the consequences were tremendous. Getting into all this debt and not graduating. So, yeah, I mean, that's why I think desperation is the best way to do it. Now, the problem I'm having now, right, is the same thing with I'm not desperate. I'm even with this whole virus thing happening, I still have a good job. I'm still living very comfortably. And I don't have anything that is driving me, that's pushing me out of fear. And that's something that I'm currently trying to develop. Just even if it's artificial, create a fear in your mind that pushes you to act. And so, yeah, that's mainly just what I wanted to quickly say and go over tonight. But again, if you have any questions about it, you can always just let me know. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow, and thanks for watching.